drop-down boxes and the 3 different items.
Oh no, the drop down, that's gonna be more probably just being able to get like more practices in iReady where they can manipulate
This came
that.
from iReady.
Yeah, it's just kind of doing that. But I like Heather's idea, and we did something like that again like last year in that star review that Julie shared, where they had like, it was like, make the case, and everybody had like a different answer, but like you saying, we could do it with a problem and how someone solved it, and then they could talk out
Yeah.
like why, because they, I mean, they do have to have a deeper understanding to show that, but yeah, I think manipulating the new item types will be that practice like you're talking about like in iReady.
And you can also create these in Euphoria too, so
Oh,
if
you
anybody's
can,
interested
okay.
in like doing that, look at Grow with Broom, and we will, I can show you how to make those.
Anything else? Any other specific questions that you guys wanted to look at?
Number 5. That was another one. Maybe not in anyone else's class, but.
And just so that y'all know, match table grid, like I took this from iReady, but this is not one of your, they will not ask any match table grids as an item type. It will not be an item type for any content area for 3rd through 5th.
Oh,
So,
okay.
just so you know.
Okay.
But there are still problems on Progress Learning and in iReady that look like this.
Okay.
Yeah, because they either got it right or wrong.
And I think it was the bottom 2 choices that missed. Honestly, I think it was the 3rd one that got him the most because like Jake just said, after she was like, hey, can I go over this? I was like, that's a really good idea. So I did the same, and as soon as they saw that 3rd answer, I'm so sorry, Jake, do you mind scrolling down just a little? There we go, because there's all 4. They looked at it and they went, oh, 3 + 9, that's 12.
Yeah.
And so they realized, like, a lot of them picked that was a yes because, and it was funny because they'd actually discussed this in class, like, oh, they're trying to trick us. But then when they got to it, they just kind of went, oh, 1, 4, 3, 9. And they said that it was true.
Sorry, I'm not, what says student response, the AF, like what is this? I don't even know.
On that one, I think it's if they got it right or if they got it wrong.
Yeah.
I think if it's one of these
Percent
new
of what
item
it was.
types.
Is
It was
percent
correct or
correct?
incorrect.
Yeah.
So the first, if they picked A, if they got it right, then it would be A. So your number
Oh.
for your percentage for A is the ones they got it right, and B would be wrong.
And I know too, I don't know if you guys are still having any problems with the 1400s, but I know that I just kept going back to the place value chart and just talking about how we have to, like Jenny showed us last year, like we have to, only one person can sit in a chair, so we can't have 2 digits in one place value, so we have to regroup it. And so I think that was really helpful, that particular explanation.
And number 5 last year, the question that was asked, I had the whole test there, but 90% got it correct last year, so.
Number 5?
This
Oh.
one, the one that we replaced.
Oh, yeah, because it was
Oh.
place value blocks.
This, it was this? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot easier. Because I don't even think they had to regroup anything in that picture. I think all of them were straight into the place value, so if they knew how to read it. Like if you look at the answer choices, I don't think there were any that had over 10, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they just had to plug it into the place
Yeah,
value.
it was B. You're right, there's no regrouping. So a little bit harder.
I was a little bummed though, because they had talked about that so much, they're trying to trick them. And then they saw that and they were like, oh. Because the 3rd one really got them.
Okay, so is there anything off of the based on the data that we have, is there anything when you like think about your class, like what you want to work on specific to your kids? Has anybody had any thoughts?
I think just continuing test-taking strategies and then, but just place value. You know what I mean? Like it's such a foundational thing that we can't just stop and like, now we're on rounding. I mean, it still has to do with it. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we still gotta be.
I think I'm
Work on
going
that.
to, like, I'm loving all the slides that we have, like our spiral, not really the spiral review, but the other,
The problem
bell
solving.
ringers and all those
Yeah.
different things. And I am going to literally start having them fold paper and answer and like
Oh,
maybe
that's a good
even keep
idea.
it for the week
Yeah.
and just go, you know, like, just to get them organized and learn how to do that.
Mhm.
Because we've been, you know, we're doing them on the whiteboard,
Yeah.
and they're doing everything beautifully, but I think that there's a big difference between having a huge paper and being able to erase
Mhm.
versus then you're gonna put it in a little block for a
Mhm.
test. So I really think that was something that my class
Yeah.
struggled with.
Yeah, I would say the bell ringers are crucial. And we're gonna always go back to them. I mean, I don't mean that, I mean, the bell ringers are always gonna go back
Mhm.
to what we've.
And
already
Yes.
what I-
Go ahead.
What I did with the bell ringers stuff, I printed those and then at my teacher table, I would kind of use them, but kind of change the
Oh,
numbers and
yes.
stuff because,
Uh-huh.
or not even change the numbers on some of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just to keep, then I was like, and then I was
Yes.
working with them more close,
Yeah.
so.
That's great.
Because I will tell y'all, like, as we continue moving, those bell ringers of problem solving is gonna be more based on the unit we're in now, but like, take any of that stuff and like, that's a great idea to use it. That's what I do too at the teacher table, because I wanna get more reps with some of my kids on some of those with that 3.2B. And then the spiral, I left it in this week and there's 2 days next week, but then after that, honestly, it's all problem solving over the skills from this unit that we're in, because this is going to be a heavier problem solving thing. So not to get us off track, but just those will still be there. But that's a great idea to take that stuff, and because that's what I do too. I change the names and the numbers. And
This is like more of a start question. So I know that like that your kids that have, they get the go-to-resource, they get those accommodations and stuff on STAR, and they can have like place value charts. Is that the place value chart we're using in class, or is there a specific one? Like, and then do they get like discs and stuff, or is it just like, do they get manipulatives, or is it just the chart?
So we have something in folders for the kids, that Catherine and I work together to make. She gives me a list of all the things that they need, and then I make a manila folder. I put everything on there that specific child needs. So the place value chart, it's blank, like nothing's labeled on it. I'm not sure
I
what
would
you're
like
using in
to
class,
maybe
but,
see that, like, can we start getting them used to that?
oh yeah, for
Like
sure.
now.
Well,
I just-
and that would be the
yeah,
goal,
I just-
Jaysha. As a campus, we're trying to push more campus-wide to do that, so that the idea would be that the student travels back, like it's theirs. That way that they're comfortable with it, they're using it in this class, it's their tools. So that, yeah, we'll,
So it won't be foreign on.
right,
Saturday.
it's not, I just use this in Ms. Fuller's class.
Yes.
You know, like, I just want to.
It should be
set them up
used,
for
it should
something.
travel with them.
Yes, and I just made fifth grades, or I took theirs from last year and just put a new place value chart since they go to new places this year. So, those of I don't think that second grade used them though last year. So that's why your guys would not have them. Like you get them fresh. And I'm thankful for that. But if it's in their IEP that they need, the place value discs and all that stuff, yes. So anytime, like when you're seeing them, utilize those in class. Make sure you let Catherine know so
Yeah,
that
I'm
she
like
can.
thinking of the 2 Rs, I need to add, we didn't add disc, we just added like the graphic organizers and the charts and the hundreds chart, but we didn't put like physical.
But that's.
Well, we
the
need to
thing.
look
Is
at
it
that.
like
It may
a
not be
minute?
Oh,
allowable.
is there-
Yeah,
is there a
on
label?
Star, though.
they are labeled.
Right.
They have a label on them.
Like a number. Is that
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Okay.
they do. It has the numbers on them.
So they can't use anything
We'll get
with
you
a
things
number.
that are allowable and non-allowable for your reference.
But it's easy for her to add it and take things away that are allowable because she doesn't
Yes.
have to have a full meeting. She can just have an addendum.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Okay, before we run out of time, so the last page of your little packet that Jenny put in our box, okay, sorry, it's not the last, it's on the back of the agenda. That is our reflection sheet and your action plan, so it's specific to your class. And so we are going to turn these into Jenny, and we need to have them completed by Monday, so then if you need time over the weekend, we'll have that. And it's just really basically like how you plan to, and I would even include specific kids' names, you know, dialing down into, you know, what Sarah needs and who you can pull back with Sarah to work on this specific TEK, and even talking about kind of how you're going to reteach, review, and spiral with them. Let's see. So just really reflecting on your personal action plan that you're going to do to move forward with your classes. And then also, how will you check for understanding? How will you know when the students have mastered the concept? So if you have ideas on how to check for understanding, since that's kind of your wheelhouse,
Yes.
I know everybody would appreciate that too.
Like right at this moment? Or,
No,
or
not
sharing?
necessarily,
Okay.
no, just kind of like what ideas you have,
Okay.
and then making sure that we're kind of all on the same page.
Yes. Be happy to share that.
And then, yeah, and then it just says have it in Jenny's box by Monday, September 26th. And that takes us to 12:07. Any questions? Questions from the administrators?
Oh, we're supposed to keep their, scratch paper
Oh,
after each.
I usually just keep it because I like to look through it to see
Okay.
what they did. It just kind of helps. And like, trust me, if you
You
don't
don't
look
have
through
to.
all of this,
No, I'm just like.
some of them,
No, there's
not
a
a lot.
keep it for our data meeting because
Yeah.
that is the goal. If we have time, we usually try to pass this back so people can see how they're teaching it in their classrooms and how the kids are doing that with their
Yeah.
papers.
How it's translated.
I felt like mine did a better job of working it out, each problem, and I told them they had to, and that I had to turn it into the office. 'Cause then
Oh, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah. All right, thank you guys so much.
thanks.
Before y'all, y'all gotta go, okay. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong time. Okay, bye. Thank y'all.